Throughout our lives, we've already lived through certain things that happened in our past. Some of them were pleasant, some of them were tragic. Some of them seemed to be minor, but the outcome they happened was major. It's very meaningful in also good and bad way. We lived through many things, and we can't change that. But we can change one thing. We can change what we are thinking about our past and how we treat our past. Because many people, fully or to some extent, adopt the mindset that will be destroying them and that will bring no benefit for them. But it's the easiest one. Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about victim mindset. You maybe even know someone who treats himself like a victim of life, that everything that happened to him was like shouldn't have happened, that nothing is his fault, it's the world's fault. He has done nothing he could do. It was not his fault. Everything was against him. Maybe it's even you. Do you think that such kind of mindset will bring you anywhere? Let's imagine life and progressing, like not a path, a space where you can go, and you had a point where you started on the one end of that endless space, and you have the goal, the ultimate goal, the person you want to become at the second end. And you have two options. You either go where you need to go, or run because you have to run from your past. Let's imagine that in this scenario, past is some aggressive dogs that are chasing you. So if you don't have any problems that come out of your past, you can choose which direction you want to go, or run if you want. Speed is good for progressing and for self-improvement in general, so you may run. And you choose that you run to the direction of achieving, financial freedom, because that's what you need right now. Then you may turn a little bit to go somewhere else. But imagine yourself in a situation where there are dogs chasing you. Can you choose the direction? No. You have to run, even though you didn't even think like running this fast in life, and you can choose where you are running. So after you run and run and run and run, you don't know where you end up. You may end up in a very wrong direction, and you will also lose your stamina. You won't be able to run endlessly, and those dogs will get to you. So your past will get to you. And probably bad things that happened to you in the past will come back in the worst possible moment, when you will be already broken with anything that happened in the present. Your past will also come and try to destroy you, literally. David Goggins is a strong advocate of being against this mindset. He says it in his book, Can't Hurt Me, where he explains that when you treat yourself as a victim of everything that happened, you take no accountability and no action about what happened. And that's the worst you could do. Because you stay in one place, you can't move forward without dealing with your past. It can be even worse, because while you can go forward, you can go backward. So you can, put on some weight or stop doing positive habits that you are doing because of too much mess in your mind. I think it goes even more extreme. Those people say that it's not their fault, that something else happened. I think, and I believe, putting on the side some random tragic experiences, so like a car crash or a tumor or cancer in a family, putting that on side, I believe that we are 100% responsible for everything that happens to us in our lives. So, if you are fat, you're fully responsible for it because you've been eating like shit, probably, and no exercising. If you have diabetes, it's your fault because I don't know how exactly it works, but you probably ate way too much sugar throughout your life, throughout your last years. I don't know. If you failed an important exam, for example, some study and university entrance, I don't know, anything. If you failed it, it's your fault because you should have put way more time in studying and you didn't do that because you didn't feel like it and listen to your mind, which seeks comfort instead of progress. I think that there is also one thing that I should talk about separately. If you are depressed, I believe that in most cases you deserve it. And it's kind of a good thing because if you are on this side where you believe that the depression happens, it's a fully clinical and random disease that has to be healed with medicaments, the only thing you will do, you will take meds that will make you a literal living zombie, because that's how they work. They literally turn off the if you have a spectrum of emotion in the positivity, so here are the worst ones, here are the best ones. Those meds like turn off the highest and the lowest part, so you're just oscillating here, mediocre throughout entire life. Or you may be on this side, where you realize, maybe not fully, maybe not also at the moment, it may take you a couple of months, that something happened that caused you depression, and something that happening was probably your fault. And that is the better place, because from this, you're not dependent on some meds, like here. You may take different action and literally cure yourself out of the depression. So I don't know, you may be depressed because of being rejected by a girl. You may do certain things after you realize that it was partially at least your fault because you were anxious while talking to her, you had no social skills, and you were literally almost like a creep because you've always needed to be with her because you are so needy. You may work and change these things. So in the future you will be 10 times more likely. Let's say that if you remove, especially that neediness, it will be 10 times more likely to get a girl after you push on your life, so you earn some money, make a good physique at the gym, clear your mind so you are able to think almost all the time with a sharp brain and do things that improve your life internally and externally. You improve this chance 100 times, 1000 times, 10,000 times from being down here, needy, anxious, nervous, talking to every girl, especially to the girl you like, because you have imagined in your mind that you are already together and shit. She was your crush and you spent a lot of time emotionally investing into her. And while it fades, it was too much of pressure. That's why you were depressed. So you had problems. you had poor social skills, and you were too needy. Those pills wouldn't remove those things. You'd still have them. You'd still have the traits that caused you depression. But you would be able to not feel the sadness. And also not feel the happiness, probably. I can tell you from 100% sure, because I haven't taken those, luckily. I'm very happy that I wasn't depressed to the level that I should even be advised to take those, that I had a wonderful life that didn't make me. But from what I've heard, the work about making the spectrum of emotions narrowed down. Maybe it would be that, it cuts down us here and from now only like that. But they're not good for you, and as I've said, they don't remove the cause of the depression. Because as I believe, something caused this depression that you may have, or that your friend might have, maybe even someone from your family. There was a reason, and this reason, 95%, was at least partially their fault. Because as I've said, we have to put on the side some cancers, terminal illness, car crashes, and fatal happenings. So instead of treating yourself as a victim of life, at first face your past and be honest with yourself, even though it will hurt. Be honest that it's you who fucked up, at least partially, but it will be often that you fucked up fully. Because we make mistakes, and running away from them would be another mistake, harmful one. If you found this video valuable, you may leave a subscribe button under this video, click it, because first it would help me, because it would help me to progress on this channel, so more people would see that, or my message, more people would see what I'm recording, and also this would improve the quality of community, the quality of our society. But for you, you would be able to have way easier access to my videos, because they would show on your first YouTube page when I record, and you would be able not to miss my quality videos, because I believe that the quality now is good enough for me to ask, and the quality will even improve. So now, while maintaining not a victim mindset, while removing the victim mindset out of your life, go and make your way to a better future.